Welcome to the Boise State Esports channel, and we have an event that I am very excited for. I am Michael Fisher, joined by Sergeant E.J. Valencia, and it is the Modern Warfare Gunfight 2 Reloaded tournament brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. And Sergeant Valencia, I've been looking forward to this. I watched the last tournament, and I cannot be more excited for some Modern Warfare action tonight.
Yeah, we're super stoked. We have a bunch of teams that are actually coming back to play in this tournament, so we're excited to kind of see how they do in this one, but it should be fun.
Yeah, and I know from being up to date on Modern Warfare, I know there are a couple new maps that they have added to the gunfight selection there, so I'll be curious to see how those play out. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. And is there any favorites? You said there were some teams coming back. I know you were on the first one. Any favorites come to mind?
We got a couple. I know a couple players that come off the bat are Weapon One. I know they did pretty well the last tournament, so I think they're definitely the favorite for this one. So we'll see how it plays out.
We do have a lot in store and a lot of games. We'll have a preliminary bracket, then we'll have our main bracket. You can see there. We hope we could be back in the Game Pants studio, but we are still advising social distancing, so we are at our houses. You can see the rules there. Gunfight mode. It is 2v2 on selected maps. It is the first one to win 6 rounds. It is best of 11. That's 40 seconds of regular play, 20 seconds of overtime. Overtime, there is a flag in the middle. If nobody captures it, the team with the highest total HP is the winner of that round. I've learned that the hard way several times. It is round robin, then single eliminations, and the tiebreakers are wins head-to-head and then winning percentage. It's a lot to take in, but once everything gets going, it's pretty much first 1 to 6, and very rarely do you ever see overtime. Everyone's go-hung. You never want to go to that last-second flag because crazy things can happen.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a short rounds for sure, but it makes it interesting. No camping happens in these.
Let's take a look at what we saw last time. Of course, this says Gunfight 2. So in the preliminary round, not what happened last time, but yeah, we have so many teams. We had to find a way to narrow it all down. So we're gonna have the preliminary rounds here. This is what we're gonna see what happens. So as you can kind of see here, if you are new, this is what it breaks down to. It is 2v2 on smaller maps. We're not loading in on some crazy map. And some crazy things can happen, and yes, you always have your fists available, which makes for a lot of fun sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. If you run out of ammo, that's all you got left, so.
Fun thing. Oh, that is. See, this is also one of the new maps. This is Rust. Modern Warfare 2, old school players will recognize this coming back, not only in the gunfight rotation, but in the normal map rotation. I can't say I like this map on Gunfight, but I'm still glad to have anything from the Modern Warfare 2 days back. Another one of the really small maps, Shipment, and you can see there is that overtime flag, but hey, the overtime flag doesn't matter if you get the elimination still.
It's a lot harder to get the overtime flag than people think.
Yeah, and it's kind of tricky because you don't always have to get it if you have more health. It's really sort of wild once you get to overtime. That's when the full panic breaks down. One of my personal favorite maps. Yeah, I love the Gulag showers. There's so many different areas you could go to, and you know, hey, sometimes not leaving the spawn is going to cost you like it did right there. Let's see what the #1 play is. I'm excited. This Rust, it just brings me back some great memories, and you could. There's so it's because this is the only full map that we also play in Gunfight. There's so many more hiding spaces than you see on other maps, which is just crazy.
Right. This is a bigger Gunfight map for sure.
How the players take it. I love that map, so I'm definitely excited to see how it will be. And there you can see it is Gunfight 2 Reloaded. There was your first bracket overall scores, so that's the preliminary bracket, and now we should be on to the main bracket.
Yeah, so as I said, during the prelims, again, Weapon One and Gondor were the faves coming in. These guys actually were Here, last tournament as well, the one that we held in the arena. So these guys are definitely coming out of the prelims as the favorite for sure. And then Kiefer and Dimes were actually at our last tournament as well, and they were forced to be reckoned with during the prelims. I believe Astro is another one that's returning from our original Gunfight tournament too. So they were doing pretty well in the prelims as well. During bracket 2, Sleazy, they were definitely the force to be reckoned with there in bracket 2, going 7-0. Corbin and Buster came out with a pretty strong prelim as well, going 6-1. Taco and the Guy matching up pretty closely against Slow Leopard and Shorty. And then you can kind of see how the rest of the bracket breaks down there, but definitely some guys to watch in that pool as well. 7-0, there's a lot of 7-0 guys coming out of these brackets. Shub putting up a good score there with 6-1. Again, a double tie there with Royal Mistake and Dude Knows.
See how this all breaks out. I mean, the fact that this is the second one, as you mentioned, Sergeant Valencia, there's some returning teams, which means there's some teams definitely have some pride on the line. You don't want to be the team that wins the first one, then it gets eliminated in the second round, or in the second tournament, I should say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a different vibe this time, just because we're obviously not in the arena. Our first online tournament that we got to host, it went pretty smoothly though. It was a lot of fun getting in and seeing those matches pan out.
Yeah,
I do miss the arena though.
Any Call of Duty player will tell you it's so much more fun to be in person because the trash talk is real. Everybody knows you got to trash talk in Modern Warfare, so it's a lot more fun in person. But hey, you can still play it over the internet. We can still be our social distancing, so we're going to keep at it because hey, that's the fun of video games. You can do it no matter where you are.
Absolutely.
So we're on to our first match, play-in round 1, bracket 1. I do believe this is one of the new maps that they added, Atrium. This is the definition of close quarter combat. There is not a lot of room to hide. The only thing I will say is, unless maybe I'm just bad, I do not believe you can get a bullet penetration kill off the spawn, because the players will spawn across from each other, but you can't just try and snipe someone right off the spawn. I've tried it countless times and it never works.
Yeah, that shot's pretty hard to pull off. And this map, like you said, is fairly new. It's from Season 2, so not the newest map, but they've definitely had some time to play it.
Soap gonna get the first elimination, gonna try and thermite across. Nui was right there. He's gonna get eliminated though by the pistol. Oh, and the slide! Ooh. What a use of the slide there. That was a great job to clutch that. I think that was a 1v2 there for that guy.
I think so.
Yeah, as you can see there, using the slide, the closest thing you can get to drop shotting. And this is an interesting map because there are a couple ways to take it. You can either rush right in the middle, or you can go off to the side as we saw. Looks like both teams gonna rush the middle. You see there, gets a little bit of damage on him, can't quite get the kill. Thermite not gonna get there. The other team hiding back in their spawn. They are pinned down, and that's a big, you can't stay in your spawn. That's the one problem. If you stay in your spawn, you're gonna get cut out like that.
That's the first place everybody goes, is the opposite side spawns. You can see they just push right across the map.
Yeah, that's the one thing I do like about Atrium, is a lot of maps you just sort of go one guy goes left, one guy goes right, but you can push forward and it can open you up. Unfortunately, you sprint too fast, you can't even shoot, and that's going to eliminate you. And if we're looking for a comeback here, I think the biggest thing is they've got to maybe team up. Both people go to the right, both people go to the left. If you can get that double elimination 2-on-1, you make it a 2-on-1 on the other side of the map.
Yeah, especially in this map, Atrium, splitting up definitely seems like a for sure way to lose.
Yeah, you can see see there. Looks like he did have a teammate on his side, so they did kind of 2v1 that guy down. But yeah, that's what I really like on Atrium. If you both either rush mid, you both rush one direction, and that can sort of open you up. Oh, the shotgun!
Right
everybody's familiar with this. Yeah, everybody's familiar with the 7.25 and the power that thing has.
Oh yeah. It still has some range. I know they nerfed it a couple times, but that thing still can reach out and touch somebody.
Yeah, that's not the sniper it was in Season 1, but it's still the most powerful shotgun. You've got to be very careful. I don't know why he didn't take that shot there. I think he had a second bullet. I think he maybe got a little bit too tricky there.
Ooh, just right out of the air.
Okay, on to the next one. The one thing we did not mention, guns will swap every 2 rounds. Every 2 rounds, the guns will swap for both sides, so make it a little bit more interesting instead of playing the same gun each time. The green laser will give you away every time you ADS, and he's going to go down. It looked like that was to a grenade there. Looks like our red team there, Allegiance team, can't guard Corbin, and Buster Bros on match point, and this is going to be real tough for Daquan and Captain Price. I don't know if you can really camp with the LMG, but that might be what you have to do.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Even had a little bit of heads up with that laser.
Yeah, the laser will give you away, and I think the aggressive team just won that map. It felt like Coalition, the blue side of Soap and Captain Price, they just kind of kept camping back, and they never really could get their footing. I think the aggressive team won that match.
Yeah, I think you'll see that kind of how things play out in Gunfight. The more aggressive you are, the more I think you tend to win.
Yeah, especially on Atrium. I know there are some maps that sort of favor camping, if you will, but on Atrium, there's too many openings, there's too many sight lines. You just can't sit in the back and hope to win there.
Yeah, I think like Rust is definitely a camper-friendly map for sure, especially during Gunfight. As much as you could camp in Gunfight, I guess.
Yeah, it isn't the easiest to always camp a Gunfight, but yeah, Rust, I think Hill's another one, especially with all the foliage, you can sort of sometimes get lost there, but yeah, Atrium, that's definitely going to be an aggressive one, and really, that's the thing I really like about Gunfight. I know a lot of players in Modern Warfare, they just use one gun. You can't just be good at one gun on Gunfight, because one, you don't get a pick, and two, it changes every 2 rounds, so you're going to have to be good at all sorts of weapon types. Looks like it is going to be Dude Nose and Wax Harpy in this game. As you can see there, that 4 and 3, they've got some catching up to do, but they're still in that top half of the bracket.
Absolutely.
Taking on Astro and Slightly Shameful. So 2 teams with a 4 and 3 record. So definitely going to be one of those maps. Both of these teams cannot afford a loss, because you see there is teams that are 7-0 in each bracket. So if you're a middle team, you can't afford to slip up.
Right. Yeah, and these teams, on paper at least, look pretty evenly stacked up. So we'll see how they come together.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what map we're going to get. That really has sort of an impact. Do you have any favorite maps on Gunfight that you like to play, Sergeant Valencia?
I think my favorite still is Speedball. It was the first map that came out during the alpha, and it was kind of just I think just because I'm so used to it, I think.
Yeah, I really did enjoy Speedball. That was definitely a fun one. Ooh, it looks like we're going to have the crossbow, one of the newer weapons they added. I love the crossbow. I'm so glad ever since they've added it in Black Ops that they continue to bring it back. Definitely one of my favorite weapons.
Yeah, and it's just the reload time that gets me with the crossbow.
And of course, it looks like we have a shotgun secondary, so sometimes players going to switch off that, but a great job by Astro. He's going to get, I think he picked up 2 with the crossbow.
I think
you love to see it when a player doesn't switch off. Oh, no, it looks like he got the other with the shotgun.
Oh, he got the shotgun, yeah.
At least he got 1 crossbow kill. It kills my vibe when you get like a cool weapon like the crossbow, and the enemy team's like, "Oh, we're just gonna use the shotgun." It sort of kills the whole vibe of it.
Right. Yeah, it's a weird mix, I think, for a loadout.
Let's see here. Looks like we got somebody hiding right in the middle there. Oh, threw a grenade right as the guy saw him. Still got the flash off though, but unfortunately, that grenade as he saw the guy is gonna be the difference there.
There's that crossbow.
It's the crossbow. Doesn't look like it has any of the cool attachments, just the normal crossbow. Didn't hit it. Gets the hit mark with the shotgun. Oh, right in the face. Ran right at him. He is
Good
low.
switch from the crossbow.
I just like that switch. Uh-oh, they're both one shot. Oh, what a play! Another 1v2. And that's sort of what we talked about. I mean, it looks like Wax Harpy, he never really rushed him. He knew he was low, or at least he'd hope his teammate communicated that. I think he should have rushed him there.
Oh yeah, I think callouts are definitely... They need to be quick in Gunfight, so... Just because these maps are so small.
Looks like we've got shotguns and pistols here. It looks like the Origin, the sort of spammy shotgun, but doesn't matter if you're running at him and you can't get a shot off. Oh, what a C4, actually.
Ooh, C4, yeah.
C4. One of my favorite lethals in all of Call of Duty is the creative, not even sight lines, but angles you can get with it. If you saw right there where the guy doesn't even know you're throwing it at him, it's right behind him and you just get the elimination.
Absolutely.
What a great pistol play there by Dude Knows. 1v1.
I think it's great to see people use pistols as their ranged weapon when they only have a shotgun as their secondary, so...
With C4 on the
really
side of the pillar there.
Get to see how accurate somebody is when they just got a pistol.
Ooh.
Ooh!
Yeah, it is crazy when you load in with the shotgun, you're like, alright, we're gonna rush at him, and then the guy just... Did he hit him with the C4 and eliminate him?
He did.
That's just a bad feeling. But yeah, the pistol, the range on it, especially like you said, when you have shotguns, is kind of crazy. It's like it's the MP5. Don't know what the secondary is, but a great job by Dude Knows. Blue team has to get back in this, especially with the win here. You don't want to go down 5-0, and they're gonna get it. Great job there using the SMG there. Another one with the SFGs. I think Blue Team Coalition definitely wants to try and get another win here. It's a little chip damage out on. That's the thing. If you know your opponent's going to the corner, if you can rush that first angle, great job, the Allegiance. You can get that chip damage in that can sort of bring them down.
Yeah, and in Gunfight, your health doesn't regen, so you're kind of stuck with it for the rest of the map.
Yeah, even though the red screen will disappear, as you said, it will not. The health will not regen. It looks like we're on pistols for the last round, and I would assume maybe even, as I like to call it, the pisties or fisties with the fist secondary weapon. Doesn't matter though. Allegiant's not going to use the fisties. They're just going to win that right out. So as we see Astro and Slightly Shameful going to be the ones advancing. A great job by Astro, 9-2. That is definitely a, I don't want to say a carry, because in Gunfight sometimes it's just a kill steal or something, but hey, 9 kills in Gunfight's pretty impressive.
That's super impressive, especially coming from two different pools. Obviously, you see these teams how they stack up against each other. I think Astro is probably gonna be a little bit more skilled versus the other pool that dude came from.
Yeah, and that just it's something to watch out for. If you're an opponent, you want to make sure maybe you try and double down Astro, because I think that can sort of be a strategy. A couple rounds in, you see one guy's 3-1, maybe even 4-0. You just say, hey, we're both going to rush him, see if his teammate can carry, because a lot of times, as you mentioned, there is that sort of skill difference that if the skilled player goes down, the lesser skilled player might not be able to carry as hard.
Absolutely.
So we're halfway through the qualifiers here. As you can see, Astro and Slightly Shameful were the ones picking up that win. So got a couple more left to go, and here's Doc's keys to the game for a 2v2 gunfight. Know your maps and callouts, have a plan, and speak your plan. Pop your angles and look for patterns. And I think that last one is key, Sergeant Valencia. Whenever time I'm in gunfight, I'm like, all right, one time I'm going to go left, next time I'm going to go right, and then I'm going to go the mid, because if you go the same way every time, you're just too predictable.
Absolutely, especially in these maps versus the rest of the maps for Modern Warfare have that traditional build where it's a left, right, and mid. The rest of the maps in Call of Duty kind of have a different setup and a different feel, but you definitely have to mix up your plan, because it gets you can get really predictable really fast with these maps.
And then if you want another key to throw in there, it is, so the classic Call of Duty key is watch your footsteps. Footsteps are so loud in Modern Warfare. Dead Silent is not in Gunfight at all. It's usually one of those operator mods. So you got to be very careful, especially if a guy's camping. He can hear every single movement you make. So not always running, crouch, walking. That's key as well, because your footsteps will give you away in a split second.
Especially if you're in a 1v1 or even a 1v2 scenario. They're going to hear you every time.
You know, footsteps are the hidden enemy of a lot of players, unfortunately, but I'm definitely excited for this. I'm hoping we get another map. Atrium, as fun as it is, as high-paced as it is, there's not a lot of variety in it. We talked about either go mid or you both rush to your own side and sort of get a pick. So I'm a big fan of, as you mentioned, Speedball. I'm a big fan of Hill, so I'm definitely excited for some of those other maps to pop up here. Like we're going to see another 4 and 3 team. Slow Leopard and Shorty going to be one of the teams. We'll see who they are taking on. They are from bracket 2 there. Another one of those, like we said, 4 and 3 teams who definitely need to get a win. And they're going to be taking on Kiefer and Dimes. So you see Kiefer and Dimes 6 and 1. This is going to be, I'm assuming going in, Kiefer and Dimes would be my favorite. So really up to that 4 and 3 team to get a win here.
Oh yeah, that'd be a pretty big upset. These guys were at our last tournament and they were pretty good.
Well, we'll have to see how they do this time. There have been some changes since the first one, some new maps, of course, some weapon changes here and there that Raven and Infinity Ward like to throw in. So it's all a lot of fun. I know Season 3 just started as well, so I'm sure all of these players have been on the Call of Duty grind, so I'm sure there won't be any surprises for them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure these guys have been on every update.
Well, it looks like once again we're going to see Atrium. So, what's your call here for round 1? We saw Doxy's the game. Look for patterns. So, if you're in this on your first round, what are you doing with your teammate?
I mean, you definitely have to know what you're both doing at the beginning of this map. But during that countdown, you need to be both saying, "Hey, we're going left, we're going right," or possibly splitting up. That's again not my go-to strategy for. Really quick.
Wow. Just a great job by Snow Leopard. It looks like he went mid, didn't so, or his other teammate went. But my goodness, as you mentioned, that was a quick round. Looks like once again somebody from the red side is mid. He knows where he is. Ooh, once again, a player getting caught throwing a grenade right as the guy comes around the corner, and then a great grenade by Kiefer there. Just right there, and that's going to be, that's, as we talked about, that's patterns. You go in the same spot, the enemy team's going to know where you are.
Absolutely.
So you see they're tying it up at 1. Great job by Kiefer picking up both of those eliminations that time. So we'll see. See here, looks like this time we're gonna see one guy go left. Looks like the other guy's holding mid. We can see the blue team still back in their spawn. Red team gonna get elimination in the back right corner there. And I definitely think the strategy here, I like to each player go to the left side, but you try and push up on the left side. I don't like 2v1ing on this, but I think the strategy is still each call out your own side, but you rush up on them. Don't stay in the spawn like the blue team did there.
Yeah, and again, these guys are going to be hard to beat. Kiefer and Dimes were actually the winners of our last Call of Duty tournament.
Well, I will say then that does speak to the fact that Slow Leopard there and his team are winning for now. It is a 1v1. Looks like one of the members of Kiefer Dimes is in the middle, just going over to the right. Doesn't look like the guy on the red side that looks at him. Grenade is going to maybe give him away, and we might get our first overtime, but ooh. A risky peek there is going to get him out.
Yeah, again, callouts are going to be key. It looks like there was a little bit of miscommunication on where that opponent was. Ooh.
And that's just, as you talked about, they were the winners last time, but that's why. That was just another extremely quick round. I'm going to have to say, that was a bit of a misplay there by the red team there. His teammate actually died right in front of him, and then he turned around thinking his teammate hadn't gotten shot. We talked about it. Callouts are key, and it's in the sniper round.
Ooh.
And what a play! Wow, these rounds are incredibly quick on this map with how small it is.
Yeah, with these tight corridors, you really have to be on it. You can't miss a shot with the sniper, or you're in trouble.
And that is the one thing about this is you can see all those archway openings. You are always going to be exposed by the sniper. Looks like, though, weapons have swapped over to the shotgun and the pistol. A little interesting there. I don't remember us getting 2 sniper rounds, but hey, you never know.
I think we did. They were
Nice
just super quick.
I think, yeah, you might be right. Just a great headshot there. Smoke grenade's gonna go out again. A 1v1. Oh, the C4. Oh, I don't know how that didn't hit. Wow. I'm gonna say I did not think the red team was gonna have that. He was running away from the gunshot, somehow survived and was able to turn on him.
Yeah, Soul Leopard really holding their own against Kiefer and Dimes.
Yeah, definitely impressed. Looks like somebody wanted to get some shotgun chip there. C4. Oh, I think if you would have got that off a second earlier, might have got the elimination. Didn't matter though, and now in the 1v2 back of your spawn, it's so hard, especially with shotgun and pistol.
Yeah.
This has been a very back and forth game. I don't think either team has ever led by more than a point. We're tied at 4. So he might get one more gun, and green dots, as you can see, the green laser sights are going to give you away. So you got to be very careful when you aim down sight here.
Both teams looking like they're playing a little bit conservative. Now they're all tied up. Ooh.
Good job by Kiefer and Dimes. Once again, just on this map, the team that stays in their spawn rarely wins. So now it's match point for Kiefer and Dimes, going to be on that LMG with the green dot. So I'd like to see Slow Leopard and his partner just sort of really push out and try to be the aggressors here.
Every time that laser's going to give you away.
Oh! Looks like the red team actually had the first shot on him, but just slightly better aiming, using that pillar by Dimes to be able to hide, and a great job by, as you mentioned, our reigning champions. It wasn't easy, but they still were able to win. Yeah,
absolutely. I think Slow Leopard, though, really held their own against these guys. These guys are definitely skilled Call of Duty players.
So you can see there for the Gunfight 2 Reloaded, there was a quick synopsis of the rules. It is best of 11, really first to 6 wins. It's almost impossible to tie on this. I think I've only ever done it once, and it takes a lot of weird scenarios, so it's going to be a lot of fun. There's 40 seconds of regulation, which is usually what we've seen. If you get eliminated on both of your members, you will lose. And then there is overtime with the flag and a whole array of strategies that come out, but it's so hard to get to overtime, especially on that map.
Yeah, and then getting to that flag, everybody knows as soon as that overtime clock hits, everyone's just watching the flag. So getting and capping the flag is a whole nother beast.
Yeah, and there is sort of the third win condition, if you will. If nobody gets the flag, it is the team with the most HP. So there is sort of that call out of, hey, we have more HP. They've got to rush the flag. You don't rush the flag. You just watch it. So as we talked about, communication can be key. If your teammate who has died says, hey, you just have to watch the flag. You don't have to rush. You can win that way. I've seen it done where you just kind of bait the other team into knowing they have to make a play.
Absolutely. The rarer thing is seeing that 2v1. Obviously, they're up on HP because they got 2 players versus the 1, but that 1 player rushing the flag and getting it in the 10 seconds is something exciting to see.
Another 4-3 squad here. This is going to be for bracket 2. Taco and the Guy. They will be taking on Royal Mistake and Delita. So another pair of those 4-3 teams here where it really, really is important for these teams to start winning because they can't afford too many more mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, these guys look good on paper, but we'll see how they stack up against each other.
Another map on Atrium, and I think maybe, one of these teams just double rush the mid, see if you can catch them napping, maybe just sort of casually walking over to that left corner. That might be a strategy we see here. It is very gun dependent. Looks like that is the P90, and it looked like the Magnum there. So you can get those pistol one shots in the head that would actually overpower the SMG that the other side has. Wow.
Looks like the P90 did the trick on that one though.
Yeah, and that was actually both guys rushed the spawn, but just a great job there by Winslow to counter rush him. And if you lose that 1v1, your teammate's gonna say, "Hey man, what the heck? We're each assigned one player. We're right across from them. You lose that 1v1, that's all on you."
Oh yeah. Ooh.
I was gonna say, looks like actually Winslow loaded in by himself. Unfortunately, don't know what happened with his teammate. So Taco loaded in by himself. So unfortunately, it is going to be a 1v2. That's going to really make things harder. But sometimes the 1v2 can be a little bit of an advantage because you can catch somebody off guard. But unfortunately, having an extra member always helps.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely hard to go in with just one guy.
If you're playing solo, you've got to just rush. You've got to see if you can get a crazy sightline on somebody else. He's going to do it just like that, but once again, it's just that body count. Having that extra member is just so helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. He got that call out as soon as his teammate went down, so knew exactly where he was.
Yeah, and it is the thing when you are the two side, as we see with Royal Mistake and Deletus, it is better to stick together just because as we see a couple of, looks like they're going to go fists. Hey, that's respectable. When there's only one member on the other team, let's just pull out the fists. That makes it a little more enjoyable. Pisties or fisties, as we like to say. And hey, you know what? It is nice, we've all been in a situation where your teammate disconnects, your teammate doesn't load, and it's always nice for the other team to have a little bit of fun with it and pull out the fists. It's like the teammate went out to get food and then didn't come back in time. That's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess one of the perks of an online tournament, right? Not everybody's in the same room to kind of get everybody on the controller and ready to go when the match starts.
Yeah, that's one of the things. When you're online, when you're in person, like, all right, you're up next. You can just walk up. You got to make sure you set that alarm. And right now, looks like a good job winning that little fisties round there, but it doesn't look like blue side's going to be too nice this time. But once again, he's getting one guy, but in the call-outs, the other guy just has a perfect sightline, and he just kind of stands no chance, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to give it to him for at least getting a couple kills on a 1v2.
Oh yeah, getting it to 5-2 is still impressive. Even winning the first round with a quick double kill was also just as impressive. Got to be very careful, as you can see the other member of the red team rushing him. Great job sort of messing around a little bit. Able to get him, maybe
like
going for a little bit
of...
Yeah, looks like he was going for the fists. Oh, snuck up behind him, didn't even know he was there. Hey, you got to give it to the blue side. Keeping it, a very competitive game, not just giving up. But shout out to him, even with his teammate. Hopefully he enjoyed whatever food he got, because it better have been worth it. We have gotten past the preliminary, and this is your 8-team bracket that we are going to have for the Gunfight 2 Reloaded. And I think, as you mentioned, Sergeant Valencia, Keeper and Dimes, our winner last time, that's got to be the match you watch out for. You've got to see how they do and how far they're going to get on that bottom side of the bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen both of these teams play, and they stack up fairly well against each other. So we'll see if they meet during this bracket.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited, and I'm definitely excited for anything but Atrium. I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for a fun map. Like I said, it's so small as we had, we're mid-conversation, and there's already the round over. So I'm definitely excited for maybe Rust, something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so the cool thing about this event is we actually were going to host it at the Boise State Esports Arena, but unfortunately we had to cancel due to the pandemic, so we were kind of able to reorganize it and then host it online and still be able to pull it off and keep everybody safe and at home, obviously. So as you can see there, we kind of have everything was set up for our tournament, but we actually canceled it, I want to say, the day before the tournament. So we were pretty bummed, but the fact that Boise State was able to pull it all off and still host and broadcast online. Obviously came in clutch and were able to pull it off.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember Doc had come up and said, hey, you're going to do the Gunfight tournament. I got all excited, and then the day before, all of this craziness started happening, and they're like, hey, we have to push it back. And I was really bummed, but I'm glad we were able to get it to work. And, you know, as we've been saying, there's a lot of things canceled, but that is the greatest thing maybe about video games is you can play them from your house, and we can do tournaments like this. We can put on events like this, and everybody can be at home and everybody can be safe. So I'm really glad we're able to reschedule this, even though we don't have our cool banners in our house background like you can see there in the arena.
I mean, we still get to see them though, thanks to the broadcasting power of Boise State, right? So good to see that they didn't go completely to waste, and they're still hanging up there in the arena.
Oh yeah, those are some sick banners. Those are just really cool. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare Gunfight 2 Reloaded tournament brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. It is Michael Fisher and Sergeant E.J. Valencia on the cast here. We've just gotten to our real bracket, and we have the defending champs in there. We have a lot of really, really talented teams. We saw earlier some of the brackets. There were some 7-0 teams, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm thinking we're going to at least see a couple of overtime flags come out when we get to these maybe semifinals and finals when the teams are so well matched.
Yeah, I think so as well. Again, we'll see if anybody can cap that flag, but it's, again, super hard to do.
Yeah, it is really hard to capture. And it looks like we're about to get ready to go into our first match of this tournament. I'm excited for a map that isn't Atrium and excited for maybe a crossbow again. As you see there, there is the tournament bracket. We've just said it, just got through the preliminaries. We're going to start with the top of your bracket there, Weapon of One and Gondor taking on Royal Mistake and Deletus. And I know Weapon of One was one of the players you shouted out earlier in the cast. Sergeant Valencia is one of the guys to watch out for. So, of course, a reason they're at the top of the bracket.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, these guys are super skilled, and I don't think they've lost a round during the prelims, so they're definitely ones to watch.
It's going to be a tough road for Deletus and Royal Mistake. We just actually saw them in the prelim bracket having to fight their way through. Might have been slightly aided by a disconnect or a player not showing up because he had to go get food, but hey, they're in the final tournament, the final bracket here, so anything can happen. And there is that sort of thing when you've played more recently. At least I know. Every time I load up on Modern Warfare, that first game, it's kind of rusty. You're a little slow, so maybe it goes to them. They have had that warm-up round. Oh,
yeah. Super rusty. I actually played right before we got on, and it was not good. Not pretty.
Well, I feel you on that one. And this is another one of those newer maps, I think newer from when the last time we had the tournament, Bazaar. A lot of fun strategies here. Of course, you can go up the stairs, as you see there on the camera. Have to be very careful that the other team isn't just sitting right at the top of the stairs. And mid-rush, I think, is a very unutilized tactic on this map. I rarely ever see anyone do it.
Yeah, I think you get a really good advantage point if you use that mid-rush.
Great grenade, and look at that, just like that. I think that member of the red team, they did the mid-rush, and they just snuck up behind the blue team member. Had no idea, Gondor had no idea that Deletus was there. Yeah, the different thing about this mid-rush, I guess, if you want to call it that, is there's different avenues once you get to the middle of the map. You can go left, right, up, or down. Another great job there by a Royal Mistake, getting another elimination onto Gondor. It does look like they might know where the other guy is. He is across the hall. Weapon of One, one of the players we talked about, gets the elimination. And it looks like we're going to see Royal Mistake. He's just camping right where that flag spawns, and I can't blame him. You know the opponent has to come to the flag. Oh, Weapon of One, though. Great job on that staircase. It'd be so hard to hit people if they're kind of camping on that stairs where you can barely see them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, obviously they're going to know that that's where he's going to prefer to be, is right on that flag, so.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh, we do have the crossbow.
Oh, crossbow.
I'm excited. Looks like we actually had a mid-rush. One guy went up, one guy went underneath, and neither of them saw each other. Now we're going to see them meet in the mid. Looks like Gondor did switch to the pistol. A little bit disappointed about that when they give you the crossbow. I always think it's mandatory that you use it, but I'll see here what the red team player could do back in his own spawn in a 2v1.
Switching over to the pistol.
With a trigger finger like that, I would not blame you. You wouldn't think that was a semi-automatic. That was incredible.
Yeah, those he was squeezing off those shots really fast. Ooh.
There is the flag we're talking about, and once again, I can't quite see the health bars, but I'm gonna guess Gondor had more HP, so Royal Mistake had to rush the flag, and that's what happens when you get that flag out. The team with the more HP can just sort of camp that sight line, and they are definitely in the advantage.
Yeah, 10 seconds doesn't seem like a long time until you're trying to cap the flag.
Is true. It looks like they get a hit with the crossbow. It looks like it is the explosive tip crossbow, so great job. Oh my gosh. Did he get that hit and elimination? That was incredible.
Yeah, both kills with the crossbow. Ooh, that was a good shot.
Yeah, weapon of one, 7-0, and right now they are tied at 2-2 against Royal Mistake, who actually had to play through the preliminary bracket to get to the main bracket. Looks like we might have had a double left side rush by blue team. Now sort of meeting up in the mid. Nobody over there on the other side. Gonna throw that frag grenade is going to be wasted there. Weapon of one gets the first elimination. Now you've got a rush. And that's just not going to work. I think that was bad communication. They had to know that there was nobody on that left side where they wasted that frag grenade.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the other teammate just wasn't watching that other side, and maybe that's why they threw their grenade to try to see if they can get a marker on that side.
Yeah, that was interesting with nobody there. Looks like great job by Royal Mistake. He's going to trade eliminations. They know he's in the mid, and that's the communication we're talking about. Knew he was right there and just kind of snuck up on him. I do like the side of Weapon of One and Gondor. You can see why they're so good. They have sort of changed it up each time, and looks like we even maybe saw somebody faint shooting on the stairs, and now they're both going to rush on the left side, but a huge grenade is going to make that a little bit harder. Looks like we have the last member of the blue side camping in the back. Flag control is totally on the red team side, and I think they are just going to be very happy to let that spawn. Just force him to come to you. I mean, maybe even just concede this round at this point. I don't know how you get it with the flag spawning.
Oh, yeah, and it looks like they knew exactly where he's at. They're just waiting for him to pop out. And there it is.
They knew exactly where he was, and they're actually going to go up 4-3, so a great job by Royal Mistake and Deletus to sort of take the favorites and maybe put them on the brink here. One more win could get them to match point. Ooh, great job. So each team now looks like each side has taken their respective stairs. Flash grenade goes out. Great job. Oh, what a cover on that box. We'll see if he can push forward to him. Yes, he can. Great job by Gondor. It looks like they've actually sort of spawn swapped. So they're now in each other's spawns, and they're both going to be almost in identical positions on the staircases there. Oh, I don't know if he saw that guy sliding. I don't think he did. Green dot gave him away, but didn't matter. Yeah, he actually missed him sliding there, but the green dot side actually did give him away. Tied up at 4. It is first 1-6 wins, and every 2 rounds the guns will swap. So we might see 2 more rounds of guns here if we go to a 5-5 tie. And it's going to be pistols, and I bet you that's pisties or fisties here for these last 2 rounds. This could be very. Oh no, we're actually going to be the shotgun. I was a little too excited.
With a laser?
There. Shotgun with the laser. And the red dot. I think that's the 25 ammo shotgun as well, the one you don't even need to reload, and a great job there. Yeah. Using the pistols to sort of outrange that shotgun, and that could be the advantage. You think the shotgun's one of those, I'm just going to absolutely annihilate somebody, but you're good with the pistols, they can't even get in range of you. So, Weapon of One and Gondor, the 7-0 team in the preliminaries, a team that did very well last time on match point. Great little hit marker there as well to start that off, and the grenade. actually a player underneath him. Does he not? Doesn't know that though. Looks like a double bot side rush, and that's going to be huge now. The last member looks like that is the Deletus is going to have to somehow come up with the clutch here in the last 10 seconds.
Again, that laser is going to give you away every time once you ADS. They knew he was coming up the stairs.
Yeah, knew he was coming up the stairs. So they actually, I thought he got the other. I thought they traded, but no. Great job. I mean, you have to say though, definitely showing some weaknesses there. Weapon of One and Gondor. We said they were 7-0, but taken nearly to the brink, have to get a 6-4 victory over a team that had to play in the play-in bracket to get there. So definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I mean, Royal Mistake put up a pretty good fight against these guys for sure.
Yeah, but they will be advancing. So you will have to watch out for Weapon of One and Gondor, and it really just shows the difference in playstyles. It really kind of is unique. I mean, we saw the shotguns come out, and you would just think, hey, the shotguns are going to be what they're going to run, but that pistol accuracy can be so huge to give you that range advantage.
Yeah, especially with a map like that where you got a little bit more room to play with that range. I think you have to close the range first before you can start switching over to shotguns and stuff. So if you have good skills with a pistol, I think you're definitely on the upside of that.
Yeah. Well, we want to welcome everybody here to the Gunfight 2 Reloaded Tournament, Modern Warfare 2 Gunfight. I am Michael Fisher, joined by Sergeant E.J. Valencia of the Army National Guard, the Idaho Army National Guard. You know what? They enjoyed the first tournament so much, they're going to come back and do it again. We had some delays due to the pandemic going on, but we finally able to get it going, and it has been a lot of fun. We are into the tournament bracket. We just saw Weapon of One and Gondor, a team that did very well in the last tournament, advanced to the second round, but it's been a lot of fun, and we still have a ton of matches left to go. It's going to Shub and Bratnator versus Corbin and Buster. Any of these names ring a bell from the last time we had this? As we can maybe see, looks like Corbin and Buster were 6-1.
Yeah, I think these guys are actually fresh. I'm not sure if we saw these guys last time or not. Again, this is an online tournament, so these names might have changed, and it might be some of the players that were in our last tournament, but kind of hard to say since this one was online.
Both teams 6-1 in the preliminary round, so it is going to be two of the more contenders, and it looks like they're going to be playing Bizarre as well. So I'm maybe thinking here each round will have the same map for all the teams to eliminate any sort of random variance where one team gets Speedball, the other one gets Atrium, and it kind of throws things off. So I am okay with that. I do like everyone playing on the same map. Your keys to the game: know your map, Bizarre, the stairs, and also that sort of mid-rush we can see on the camera. Have your plan and speak your plan. Pop those angles and look for patterns. So I think one of the things we saw last time from our winner, Sergeant Valencia, was keeping it sort of random with those patterns. One time you rush mid, one time you both go left, and then sometimes you just each take your own side.
Yeah, absolutely, and making sure you both know where each other's at when you're choosing your routes. Ooh.
Great little pick there with the LMG, a little bit able to be a more spammy there, so the red team going to be down 1, but he gets a great find. Gonna tie it up, and what a play by the blue side in the 1v2. I think the red side maybe got a little bit too overconfident there. Didn't check those angles like we talked about.
Oh yeah, there's so many avenues to think about though. Again, you can't be just hanging out in your spawn.
Yeah, and I do have to wonder why he was trying to slide into that. Great little pick, though. Once again, the red team doing a fantastic job. They will answer right back. Both at the mid. And this, I mean, we talked about both these teams being 6-1. These are two very talented teams. 2 games in a row where somebody's getting a pick right off the spawn.
Yeah, and with that LMG, that time to kill is super quick, so...
That's the one thing a lot of people maybe didn't like about this Modern Warfare. The time to kill is very quick compared to the other ones. It's a great job there by the red side, able to get that elimination. But we've seen the 1v2 clutch already this tournament. Not going to happen this time, though. And these, I'm going to say, I am thoroughly impressed. As someone who thought I had a decent trigger finger on some of those semi-automatics, these guys are making those pistols look almost fully automatic sometimes.
Yeah, that was quick work with the pistol.
It looks like a double rush there by the blue side. Great post-mortem grenade, though. Gonna even that up. Do not know if it got any damage onto the other member, but stuck in his spawn, hit by a grenade, and you hate when you get hit by the stun grenade. It has that name for a reason.
You know where the shots are coming from. You just can't turn fast enough to return a shot.
You can't turn, you can barely go prone, you just sort of have to, you know, take your hands off your preferred controller. Yes, the crossbow again, this is what I'm here for. It looks like the explosive one, so you don't even always have to get the hit, just kind of land it close, and you get the elimination, but they're going to ruin my fun and switch to the pistols.
Oh.
No, I never will ever miss the noob tube. Production trying to make us miss the noob tube. That will never be the case. It has that name for a reason.
Just launch him on right at the beginning of the map, getting a couple kills. Come on, you did it.
We all did it. Doesn't mean I felt great about it at the time until it happened to me. Oh, the throwing knife. Love that. Unfortunately, I don't know if I love wasting both of them right off the start.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was trying to. Maybe that old Ricochet move.
He wants the epic YouTube. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Just quick work with the pistol.
Did I miss a patch? Is that pistol fully automatic? My goodness. That is a trigger finger that you just be proud of. Oh my golly. Who needs throwing knives? Looks like they do have the that weird sort of double pump shotgun as their primary. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's sort of funky.
Yeah, you get 2 quick shots and then kind of a delay. Ooh.
Let's see. Jumps over him.
Oh!
What a play. And hey, we talked about it. That's the power of the shotgun. You get in close range, whoever shoots first is going to get the elimination. A great job. I might say a little overconfident, but hey, if you can pull it off, you can pull it off. Blue maybe going for a bit of a mid rush and then a great flank as well, sort of distract them. They're both looking one way and the other guy sneaks up behind. That is how you can use that communication. Look, neither of them looking over there, and it looks like Corbin and Buster are going to go to match point. We'll be curious to see what we're going to get. From my feeling, there's always a sniper round in Gunfight if you get there, so I'll be curious to see if we get the snipers here, if it is something a little bit more traditional like a pistol or an SMG.
Oh, looks like the SMG. Oh,
wow.
Man, quick work. Staying alive.
Yeah, you wouldn't think you'd get an SMG pick off the spot, but a great job using the, I forgot where you can sort of attach onto the side of the pole. I don't remember the technical name for it now that I'm not in the game, but everybody hates to see it, but it's always annoying if you're really good at sort of holding that angle by using the wall to block half your body.
Oh, yeah. Mount your weapons now.
Mount, that is the word I was looking for. And unfortunately, we talked about it. The stun grenade, and you just gotta kind of take your hands off whatever you're doing and just accept it. So a couple of 6-4 wins there. Corbin and Buster going to move on. That was a pair of really, really talented 6-1 teams. So I'm excited for their matchup against Weapon of One and Gondor. But we do have more round 1 action. Looks like it's going to be Swifty and Sleazy taking on Astro and Shameful next. And we've had a lot of close matches, though. I mean, that's the one thing. You love to see the 6-0, but it's not as competitive, not as fun to cast. So I am glad we've seen a couple of 6-4 victories so far.
Yeah, and we saw Astro, I think, in a previous match, and there were some skilled players too. So I believe they were a returning team as well to this tournament. So I think they'll be fun to watch for sure coming up on this match.
Yeah, I know we did see Astro in the preliminary round, and I do believe he had something like 9 kills in his squad's victory. So he is the player to watch out for. Maybe a couple rounds in, if you are the other side, he maybe double him up and say we're going to commit both members to that guy. But yeah, as you said, Astro, a very talented player, and I would not be shocked if his team advances, but it's going to be all on his shoulders. I mean, maybe his teammates got a clutch round in there, but we all know what it's like to be that guy sort of carrying in gunfight, and if your teammate can't help you out, it can be a little frustrating.
Oh yeah, you can have one bad game in this mode, and it's all over.
So it's going to be Swifty and Sleazy Take it on Astro and Shameful Astro. We saw him in the preliminaries. Very, very fantastic player. And they're going to go up. It's going to be a tough task, though. 7-0 for Shifty and Sleazy. Astro and Slightly Shameful had to get in the preliminary at 4-3. So Astro's going to have his work cut out for him, even as a great player. Going up against a 7-0 team, they're 7-0 for a reason.
I mean, hey, maybe Slightly Shameful picks it up in this one, huh? Doesn't need his teammate to carry him so much.
I will say, though, as you see the bracket, Astro and Slightly Shameful did not get a good draw. They had Weapon of One and Gondor and Kiefer and Dimes in their preliminary bracket. You know, you could be 4-3 just because you're going up against two of the tournament powerhouses. Doesn't mean you're a bad squad. So we'll see if maybe they were just a product of circumstance there.
First 1 to 6, max 11 rounds, 40 seconds gameplay. Let's see how it plays out.
Ooh, the scoped revolver. One shots to the head if you can land it. And it looks like somebody did, by the way. Looks like Swifty was taken out. With nice little quick scope there. They're right next to each other. I don't know if our blue player has to reload or what he's running from. Oh, the disrespect.
So the thing about the sprinting in this game we haven't talked about is there's two kinds of sprinting. You can run and then you can sprint. When you're sprinting, it's way longer to ADS.
Yeah, you are right. It's sort of what if you see it when the player sort of holds their weapon up. It is, I know for console players, to double click the run button, and yeah, as you mentioned, it does take a lot longer to ADS. And you know, in your normal games, you can maybe build your weapon. As a nice headshot there by Sleazy. You could build your weapon around. All right, I'm going to get reduced run to sprint speed. I'm going to get aim down sight time. You have no idea what you're getting in these games, so you got to be very, very careful as we get down to the 1v1 here. Ooh, the reload on the pistol. Risky maneuver, but he's got the flag right now, so he doesn't have to be too worried. Looks like
we're going to
see the
cap.
sneaky
There
cap.
It is. Ooh.
That could be the thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, that's so difficult to pull off as a fly cap in this.
Yeah, blue team, it looked like had the flag advantage, and then he just sort of jumped off, maybe trying to think the other team would rush him. So interesting there. Sleazy gonna get a headshot. Astro though gonna answer right back. So it is going to be, he got Shameful. I think he knows exactly where he is, though. Sleazy knows exactly where he is. He's hiding behind that corner. He's going to have to do something crazy, but he also could maybe sort of bait. Oh, looks like a great play there. Just trying to draw him out, and he's going to maybe sneak all the way around here, but the flag's going to come up soon here. Flag is up. Both players cautiously. Maybe blue team being a little bit too cautious.
Ooh.
Oh, we got him right at the end. Barely. That was risky.
Yeah, it was.
The classic drop shot there by Sleazy. Everybody knows and loves that. But this has been a very, very close match. We've already seen 2 flags spawn out. So I think this could be maybe whichever team can get an early pick and make it that 2v1 that's going to be the difference. Looks like we have great job there. Kind of used his teammate as bait, unfortunately. And then just a great job there. And Allegiance, Astro and Shameful doing a great job maybe against some tournament favorites who are 7-0 coming out here with a 3-1 lead. Looks like we've got
our first upset of the tournament.
Yeah, we might. And I do like this sort of mid-strategy they've been using here. Looks like, as you can kind of see on the bottom left screen, the maps there. Oh, a nice shotgun play by Astro to get Swifty. He is right next to him. If he switches to the Scar there, if he's able to get him. Oh, unfortunately, looks like he shot his teammate.
Oh.
And I think it's not going to matter, though, but I thought maybe him shooting his teammate doesn't do damage, but it does sort of give you away.
Yeah, definitely not helping with the callouts for sure.
And we've seen some very interesting calls. Does look like we have a member of the blue team. I didn't see if it was Swifty or Sleazy having such similar names. That is 0-5 right now. I think it might be Swifty. Unfortunately, you are sort of lined up against another player, and when that other player gets a guy like Astro, it can be so hard to maybe come back. And 5-1 lead, and maybe Astro and Slightly Shameful maybe got just unlucky in their preliminary bracket because they're doing an excellent job right now on match point of an upset.
Yeah, 5-1. Let's see if Swifty and Sleazy can pull something out.
Yeah, Swifty is the 0-6 player, so I would maybe like
Looks
to see him
kind of
not trying
repeating
to...
that.
Oh, good job
man.
by Swifty with the sneak up. Looks like Astro's the one left alive who could be the guy who could clutch. He has sight on him. Gonna bounce the frag off the wall. Great dodge. There! Oh, he's gonna get Swifty. Gonna be a 1v1. I do think Sleazy has the HP advantage. I don't know if Sleazy's taking any damage, so Astro's gonna have his work cut out for him, but we've talked about it. He is the player to pull it off as the flag is gonna spawn. They've 1v1 twice. It is split flags there. Astro has to get there, but great job by Sleazy.
Swifty and Sleazy staying alive.
Maybe a reverse sweep almost in progress, but Astro just showing why he is someone to watch out for, doing a great job of just getting a pick every single time on the enemy. I think looks like that actually was Slightly Shameful getting one, but Swifty down, Sleazy the last one left alive. Sleazy has not had a good map so far, only picking up 1 kill, and he's going to go down, unfortunately.
That's it. That's our first upset.
Yeah, that is our first upset. A great job by Astro and Slightly Shameful. We can see Astro 7-4, Shameful 6-3, so both are pretty good. You have to feel for Swifty. You know, sometimes it's just that 1v1. You're going up against a really good player, 1-8 that round, but still, you know, you got to be good to go 7-0 in the first part. So it looks like we're going to head on to the very last matchup here. As you mentioned earlier, Kiefer and Dimes are reigning champions, so I would think they are definitely going to be the side we'll be watching out for. And probably, we would think, would maybe cruise to our first victory by a favorite so far. Kiefer and Dimes, 6-1. They lost to Weapon of One in Gondar. Maybe a preview of our championship game if we get that far?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, those teams were definitely the ones to beat in our last tournament.
But they do have their work cut out for them. It is Tangius and Benjamin, so that's another 7-0 team. So I'll be curious to see if maybe Kiefer and Dimes run into a slightly tougher squad. Takes a lot of skill to go 7-0 in these tournaments, at least even in your preliminary bracket.
Yeah, so these guys, I mean, coming out of a round robin pool of 8 teams, that's definitely not an easy feat to go undefeated.
So this may be the match you want to tune in for if you are just joining us at the Gunfight 2 Reloaded, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, Fish and Sergeant EJ Valencia on the cast here, and we are in the last match of our first round, and as we've talked about, it is the reigning champs Kiefer and Dimes going up against a team that was 7-0 in the round robin play in their brackets. So I'm guessing it's going to be on Bazaar because that's sort of been our first round map to keep everything sort of square. So I'll be curious to see what strategy we've talked about. We've seen a lot of mid-rush lately, something that, at least when I play, I don't see a lot of guys like to rush mid. They just sort of say, I'm going to take my stairs, you take your stairs, and hopefully we'll meet in the middle with a double kill. Looks like we've got about 1,000 people joining us on Twitch, so a big shout out to them. And hey, that's just the power of video games. You know, you can play it in your house. You can put a tournament on, which we want to say a big shout out to the Idaho Army National Guard for rescheduling this tournament with everything going on. And hey, you can get 1,000 people maybe watching you claim your crown as champion, which is always a nice thing as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There is your bracket. As we mentioned, we were down to the bottom of your screen there. Tangus and Benjamin taking on Kiefer and Dimes, two very, very talented teams. The winner gets the privilege of going up against Astro, though, so I don't know if that's really a good thing or a bad thing if you win. You see Doc's keys to the game. Know your map, Bazaar, where you have the double staircases, the middle hallway, and the underneath. Have a plan and speak your plan. We have seen communication, maybe cost team sometimes. Pop your angles and look for patterns. Looks like we are starting
Still
with...
haven't seen anybody go mid.
No, looks like both of them are going to go up in their staircases there. Great job, but really, these matches sometimes be so quick, and I think that once again we've talked about it, it's the team that sort of rushes. I think Keeper rushed his side and then able to sneak up on his teammate's side as well.
Yeah, I think the aggressive teams, as we've seen so far, have been the ones who usually come out on top.
Yeah, Bazaar, not one of those maps that maybe favors the campers. Great job, though.
Oh.
Nice little angle. That was a nice angle. I don't think we'll see it, but that was a nice angle using the box to sneak up. I don't think the member of Kiefer and Dimes, I didn't see who it was expecting that sort of cheeky little mid route that he took to get up to the top.
Looks like we got both blue sticking together.
Went right. Yeah, there is one member of red. He's still back in his spawn. He's going to get found out, and oh, it's so tough, and that's not a great sight line to have shooting up. Hey, you know what? It's been said in several movies, you know, you don't want to fight somebody on the high ground.
Yeah, again, I mean, we've said it more than once. You can't sit in your spawn like that. Oh, super quick double kill.
And we talked about it. Have a plan and speak your plan. Both members of the red team there rushing the same middle objective. Nobody looked forward, and that is the one thing about Call of Duty at the higher level you see from these players. It's a nice hit marker off the spawn with the crossbow. You've got to almost check every single corner. You can't just assume there's not going to be an enemy there. That's a great job by Red. He got in the back, but unfortunately, there he is. He is going to get the elimination. So he snuck up on him, but didn't take the shot. And Red Team actually going to do a great job there. I'm still upset. We get the crossbow, and nobody uses it. Actually, look at that. He got the crossbow.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, nobody else uses the pistol. Crossbow has the... looks like that was the poison tip. I don't know. I haven't quite unlocked that one yet. I've usually just been messing around with the normal bolt because it's just so satisfying to get a pistol or crossbow one shot. But we do see a guy with the pistol. Red team both back in their spawn with the crossbow. Ooh, nice little punch there by Tangus. Oh, and they have stim this time, so you can sort of you get that once health regen that maybe you can see somebody use there, but it's not going to matter. Great job by the red team.
Good awareness of your tactical though. Didn't work out for him, but hey, he knew he had it.
Yes, he did. Well, let's see what we got this time. Looks like blue sight's both going to go up. It is once again the pistol there with the little sight. It's like one guy on red rushed up, didn't see the member behind him, unfortunately. That's going to be costly. Smoke bomb.
A revolver with a holographic sight has a super super quick
great job. Yeah, oh yeah. Pistols are incredible. I believe that the Magnum is a one-shot in the head regardless, so you can sort of get those crazy... Ooh, the throwing knife as well. You can get those sort of crazy hip fires. Oh, there it is! The double headshot, actually. They traded back and forth. Oh! Great job there by the blue team. Looks like we are on to match point for Kiefer and Dimes, our reigning tournament winners in the first Gunfight tournament. So, and on the pistols this time, oh my gosh, look at that, even though he didn't get the kill. And the shotgun main as well, so great job using that pistol. We talked about it. Using that pistol is sort of that range advantage, but it looks like Kiefer's going to get the first elimination.
Yeah, I mean the shotgun though, it's got some range on it.
Yeah, that shotgun, the 7.25, definitely has some range. And you can see there, that is just not even aiming. That is some ridiculous range on the shotgun. And a great job there by our reigning tournament winners. Kiefer and Dimes going to head on to the next round. to our bracket here just a little bit as we move into the second round. So two of our favorites have advanced, Weapon of One, Gondor, and then Kiefer and Dimes. They are on opposite sides of the bracket, so they can face off against each other. But I know we have a match in front of it, Sergeant Valencia, but I am excited to see what Astro could do against Kiefer and Dimes. We'll see if he can continue to sort of will his team to victory. Oh, we actually do have a top 5 place just for the first round as well. So we've seen a lot of fantastic plays. Do any of them stick out to you in particular?
Oh man, I want to say that shotgun where he jumped over both opponents and just pumped them off really quick. I think it was the Omen, where it's that really weird shotgun where you have like 2 quick shots and then a pause before you can get your next shot off.
Yeah, I do. I like that one, and I gotta be honest. I'm gonna say I think we had a double crossbow kill in there where he stuck the guy and then immediately whipped around and hit the next guy. I'd love to see that as well. But we've seen a lot of incredible plays just for the first round. Sometimes in these tournaments, the first rounds are just sort of 6-0 sweeps, but a great job by really almost every team keeping it competitive and having a lot of great plays on from really every team we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean both of our top teams haven't had a clear round where it was just total domination. So it's been fun to watch. These teams have stacked up pretty evenly.
Here is the top 5.
Maybe that old Ricochet move.
He wants the epic YouTube. Wow! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Just quick work with the pistol.
Oh. Did I miss a patch? Is that pistol fully automatic?
Yeah, again, I mean, we've said it more than once. You can't sit your spawn like that. Oh, super quick double kill.
And we talked about it. Have a plan and speak your plan. Both members of the red difference. Looks like we have great job there. Kind of used his teammate as bait, unfortunately. And then just a great job there. And Allegiance, Astro and Shameful doing a great job maybe against some tournament favorites who are 7-0. Looks like they do have the that weird sort of double pump shotgun as their primary. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's sort of funky.
Yeah, you get 2 quick shots and then kind of a delay. Ooh.
Jumps over him.
Oh!
What a play. And
doesn't seem like a long time until you're trying to cap the flag.
It's true. It looks like we get a hit with the crossbow. It looks like it is the explosive tip crossbow. So great job. Oh my gosh. Did he get that hit and elimination? That was incredible.
Yeah, both kills with the crossbow. Ooh.
Welcome back, and that just shows you how crazy this gunfight tournament has been. We have a top 5 just for the first round, and I gotta say, great job by production highlighting that double crossbow kill. I'll smile every time. Every player's like, I'm gonna use the pistol, but that one guy, he's like, I'm gonna get a double kill with the crossbow, show you how powerful it is.
Yeah, we didn't have the crossbow in the last tournament because it wasn't out for the patch, so it's really been fun to watch that crossbow kind of come into play and see how players can use it.
Yeah, that is my one thing throughout every Call of Duty game, how much support they've given the crossbow. They went from just sort of this meme weapon all the way to being a very powerful primary, as you can see here. We're on to the second round, though, and there are some heavyweights in it. Weapon in one and Gondor taking on Corbin and Buster, and then on your bottom side, Astro and Shameful taking on Kiefer and Dimes. And Kiefer and Dimes are the reigning tournament winners from Gunfight 1, but Weapon of One and Gondor, definitely a force to be reckoned with. It would not shock me if that is your final there. They were in the same bracket, so they are familiar with each other, but they are 2 very talented teams.
Absolutely, but I mean, neither of these teams have totally dominated their opponent yet, so I mean, it's been a pretty evenly matched bracket so far, I think.
Yeah, it has really been a really close bracket. I think we've only seen one match that wasn't, at one point tied at like 4-4. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, this is a map I am fond of. Stack. There's so many strategies. I'll say I hate the strategy of sitting your spawn, but with the pillars, the sightlines are great. And then you have sort of that mid-container rush, or you can go left or right, or maybe even double up as well. Both guys go left, maybe take off the opponent. So this is a map where one of the OGs, and there's a ton of strategy involved.
Yeah, I think this might be one of the only maps where you see somebody kind of sit in their spawn, work out for them.
Looks like it's going to be the silenced 50 caliber there, and a great job by the red side there to get that double elimination. And Corbin and Buster getting that one. So, and I will say, Weapon of One and Gondor have started a bit slow both times they've played now, so maybe it just takes them a little bit to get going, but I'm sure they'll come back here. They're not going to get just swept under the rug.
You just got to knock the rust off a little bit on that first match.
Yeah, you have all that time in between your games, makes you a little bit rusty. Nice smoke grenade there. Still gets a pick, though. Going to be down to 1-1. They're actually both in that container, and a great job by Weapon of One and Gondor. Just don't know if the red player saw him, actually. There's the first one. Yeah. So maybe the same strategy there. I'll see what they switch to this time. Wow, Gondor with a headshot right off the start. It's going to frag in the wrong direction, though. Doesn't know that, as it looks like the last remaining member has gone the other side. Now he has to retreat. This is when you say it's acceptable to camp in your spawn, because with that green laser sight, it's going to give you away. You have to be very careful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now they do have the hybrid, or I think it's a variable zoom, the hybrid zoom, where you can switch back and forth, and if you switch to the red dot sight, it does get rid of that green laser there, but right now he's going to stick with the slightly bigger scope, and unfortunately, he just ran out of time, and that's going to be an elimination. So as we go in here, same gun. I would like to see both players switch over to the red dot sight. Gives you away just a little bit less, because that green laser just going to show the enemy exactly where you're charging. Doesn't quite know where he was shooting. Grenade's going to go out there. Looks like we do see Weapon of One and Gondor teaming up on the same side. Red team has followed suit there. Great elimination, back and forth. Switch to the pistols. Man, that's when it gets hectic, when you both have to switch to the pistols and you're just sort of praying.
You don't have a ton of time to reload, so switching to your secondary is going to give you a little bit of an advantage, but you're still at the mercy of whatever the other players got.
Cross map.
I want to see somebody get it.
Yeah, I want to see him get it as well, but hey, you know what? Also just take a nice elimination there. Last member left for the blue side, Weapon of One. Nice job.
Ooh.
Peeks around the box. Second member right on the other side there. Has to be very careful. Ooh!
Ooh.
More aggressive team wins that one, I think. You could see there, you just have the advantage shooting first, and the other guy has to respond. And in this game, time to kill so quick, you've got to be the aggressor in almost every situation. Once again, the Reds team going to go with that sort of
loading.
And a double right side rush, really working out for the red team there. Weapon of One stuck back in his spawn. Great smoke grenade as well. And Weapon of One and Gondor started to struggle here a little bit midway through this round.
Yeah, like you said, they had a little bit of a wait before they went into this round, so we'll see if they can pull it out.
Yeah, up against it, looks like we are going to get the... Oh, what a headshot there. I do believe that's the Dragunov, one of the more funky little snipers. As you can see, you can shoot it just a little bit more quicker than your traditional bolt action that you're used to from the YouTube channel. But what a job. Hey, you know what? Switch to the pistol. I won't respect it, but I'll respect the win at least. So, match point for Corbin and Buster, and I think it's got to be huge if Weapon of One and Gondor to get out of their spawn and not get picked off. Maybe jump down right below that cargo container. I know everybody wants to get that huge 1v1 pick, but right now they're not in an opportunity to do that. Gondor with
Oh,
great
stem.
elimination. Stim available. They're right next to each other, and oh, looks like the red team member decided instead of shooting, he would just kind of flail wildly and hope he'd hit him with the melee, but that didn't work.
I mean, you're at match point, you know, so I'm sure you're just nervous just to try to get the win. You just need one more. Just one more win.
One more win. Looks like we're going to swap over to LMGs. Gondor with a great job.
No!
Answered back, though. Grenade got a hit marker, and he's going to get another kill.
Oh, man. Weapon of 1 and Gondor digging their way out.
Great use of, looked like the stun grenade into the Semtex so the opponent can't move. And now red team maybe got to be a little bit careful. Looks like they're both going to go. Both teams actually opting for the opposite side. Huge pick to start. Mounted right on that corner. Hit by the stun grenade though. Nobody rushing him, so he is safe. Doesn't know that the enemies are above him or doesn't want to believe it. And oh my gosh! What a headshot. Weapon of 1 at Gondor, forcing us all the way back to match point.
Hey, maybe they were just a little bit rusty.
Well, anything can happen here. New gun. I'll be curious to see what it is. Looks like it's just pistols. What a way to end, of course. Wow, a lot of damage going out onto one of the members of the blue team there, but a huge grenade! Oh, answered back!
Ooh.
Looks like it is Gondor camping in the back of his spawn. Both teams players being very, very cautious. Ooh, panic grenade's gonna hit off the container. Flag is up in 10. They do have the newer shotgun. It's one of those weird pump, almost like a sniper shotgun. I haven't quite gotten able to play with it as much as I'd like to. Flag spawning now. Not quite sure who has more HP. There's the flag. Oh, he was looking at the flag! He was looking at the flag, and a great play by Gondor knowing, hey, I'm not going to go to the flag, I'm just going to get an elimination.
Again, using that pistol is more of your range weapon, because you're not going to reach out and touch somebody with that shotgun for sure.
No, so a great comeback. I think down 5-2 at one point, and Weapon of 1 and Gondor claw all the way back, so they will get to be on to the final match, going up against the winner of Astro and Shameful versus Kiefer and Dimes. Kiefer and Dimes, as we've mentioned, are reigning tournament champions, but Astro has been a force to be reckoned with, so I'm excited to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, neither of the teams that I thought were going to kind of have a smooth sailing road to the championship, they've had to battle their way during this whole bracket, so it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot of fun to watch. They'll be playing on the exact same map, so going to open it up. We saw a lot of strategies there. The double right side rush. We didn't see many mid rushes, but that high ground, I talked about having the high ground, but you expose yourself so much if you're in that container area, so it is sort of tricky to rush real down mid at the start of the map.
Absolutely. We did see a lot of matches end, though, there in the container or in that mid zone.
Yeah, once you can get that elimination onto one guy, you free up your sort of half of the map to sort of roam. So I'll be curious. We also saw a lot of grenade kills, actually. A lot of well-placed grenades on that map. So I'll be curious to see if either team able to use grenades. I think we saw 3 or 4 just great grenade eliminations as well.
Yeah, I think a couple Simtex, right?
Yeah, a couple Simtex kills. I think we even had we had a couple of Simtex kills even in that last round. So we know it's called Gunfight, and I know that guns are really important, but hey, sometimes a well-placed grenade, especially combo with the stun grenade, that can be all the difference.
Oh yeah, and knowing what those do is huge. So knowing your tactical and your lethal is huge going into the round.
As you can see, there's some of our preliminary round robin brackets that we played to set up this tournament. I do believe everyone from bracket 3 unfortunately has been eliminated. And we just saw Corbin and Buster get taken out, so it is going to be a pair of teams that are very familiar with each other, both from bracket 1, Astro and Shameful going up against Kiefer and Dimes. So they've clearly already played each other. Don't know what the result was in the round robin, but this is going to be a rematch, and I'm going to be curious. Astro and Shameful had to come a long way, 4-3, had to go through the preliminary tournament bracket that we had at the start of this stream, so they've come really far for a 4-3 team, but they've clearly proven they can mess with anybody.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I think my money's going to be on Keeper and Dimes this time, but we'll see if Astro can pull it out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with betting on the reigning tournament champion. Production did tell us in our ear that Keeper and Dimes won in the round robin, so you would have to say they are the favorites. But hey, when the big lights come on and everybody's looking at you, Astro has been a man to be reckoned with there. So as you see there, Fish and Sergeant EJ Valencia on the call, and this is going to be a good one. I'm really excited to see what kind of weapons we get and what kind of strategies we get out of both sides. As we count down here, looks like we're starting off with just maybe pistols. Great job using the mount there. Unfortunately, taking a little bit of damage. Grenades hit both sides. Looks like grenade also going to go out as well. Looks like these teams trading back and forth. Finally, elimination going to come out. Going to go right back, though. It is a 1v1 and a great job by the red side there. You know, I thought Astro had the sneak, but unfortunately, Dime's doing a great job flipping right around and getting 1 or 2 shots on him. Looks like we'll see here once again. Double push side here by Kiefer and Dimes. Going to push up, unfortunately for them. Astro and Shameful are just on the other side of the map, actually, waiting. I don't know if they know they're behind him.
Sneak up behind him.
Astro. Oh, Astro, I think, had the sight, but we talked about it. The footsteps can give you away, and I don't know if the blue team heard him that time.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know if Slightly Shameful. I don't know if Slightly Shameful had his headset turned all the way up. Great job by Astro. Gonna get 1. He will go down. We have seen a lot of double-sided rushes, and Kiefer and Dimes have definitely had the advantage in that.
See, this is how I thought Kiefer and Dimes were going to come into this, looking pretty strong here coming into this match.
Yeah, they are off to an early 3-0 lead here, halfway to the final showdown against Weapon and 1 of Gondor. Looks like another double-sided rush. This time, though, the team's going to take opposite ways. Somebody from Red Team up there, and he doesn't even know they're there. Astro didn't turn around. Slightly Shameful now back in the spawn. He's going to have his work cut out for him, and it looks like Kiefer and Dimes know exactly where he is. Semtech's going to go out.
Ooh, nice.
Got him very low. Nice stim, but unfortunately not going to be enough. Kiefer and Dimes. Oh, did he actually get the elimination? He did. I got my teams mixed up. That was my bad. I'm used to Kiefer and Dimes just dominating. I thought, I could just roll with that, but a great job by Astro and Shameful to get that back. Ooh, looks like this is going to be a shotgun. Nice pick there by Dimes. Oh, man, and that's the Kiefer and Dimes I was expecting there. Just boom, boom, and they win. All right, should have another shotgun round here. Oh, looks like maybe might have that pistol. Yeah, it looks like shotgun pistol. Yeah, shotgun pistol. So we talked about it. Using that pistol as that sort of range advantage. Blue team going to try and sneak up, but Astro was ready for the sneak attack, and now Kiefer back in his spawn. Gonna see if he can get 1 pick with the pistol.
1v1.
It's up to Slightly Shameful now. Oh, these cross map pistols. Don't know if he just saw his head there.
Oof. Iron sights on that pistol are a little tricky.
Yeah, they're not good at all, and a great job there by Kiefer and Dimes. He got the 1 hit, and they could just staying aggressive, getting the hit marker, and you can't spam the pistols. The recoil's too high. As you mentioned, the iron sights are just awful. So a great job there, sort of cool and collected, sort of not spamming the pistol, but taking the shots when he knew he had to.
Ooh, cross the map.
Yeah, great job there by Astro and Slightly Shameful. Personal favorite of mine, the EBR. Not a huge fan of the sight thing. Go ahead.
I think it's the only time sitting in your spawn works out is in this map, just because you have those pillars to kind of peek in and out of.
Yeah, you have the pillars, especially with the marksman rifle of the EBR, that sort of one shot, not as spammy. Infinity Ward's done a lot to nerf the fire rate on these guns in case of maybe trigger fingers that aren't realistic. I'll just put it as that. So great job though by Kiefer getting the pick, and now it's up to Astro. He's got to switch to the pistol. He knows his tournament life depends on it. He gets one. The other member's right on there. It looks like he can hear his footsteps, but great job using the pistol to get the win there for Kiefer and Dimes and set up maybe the showdown we were expecting all along.
I mean, Astro's still pulling out a couple kills there against a pretty good team, so you gotta tip your hat to him.
Yeah, great job by Astro to get him and Slightly Shameful as far as Slightly Shameful had a couple of good rounds as well, but we're on to the final, and it is Weapon of One and Gondor taking on Kiefer and Dimes, the reigning champs. They were both in the same bracket. Weapon of One and Gondor 7-0, Kiefer and Dimes 6-1 in the round robin. I can only guess Kiefer and Dimes' loss was to Weapon of One and Gondor, so it's going to be crazy. So it is the Modern Warfare Gunfight 2 Reloaded tournament brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, Fish, and Sergeant E.J. Valencia on the cast. And we're here to the final, and it's been a great night of Modern Warfare. Wish we could be in that nice studio, but that's the power of these games. You can play them online. Your rules, just in case you're joining us, it is 11 rounds at the max. First to 6 is the winner. 40 seconds of regulation play, and then 20 seconds of overtime where there is a flag you can capture or you can still get the eliminations. We had our round robin tournament. Now we're on to the single elimination portion, and you know what? The only thing I will add, before we get to the top 5, just in case you are unfamiliar with Modern Warfare, the guns do switch every 2 rounds and they are random. The players don't get to determine what attachments are on them. The players don't get to determine any of that. The entire loadout kit is random and it switches every 2 rounds. So that's sort of the fun of Gunfight. It's not just the same maps, the same guns you see in multiplayer all the time. It is rotating lists, so that's always the fun of it. But we have a top 5. Before we get to the final, we have our top 5 from the semifinal with a lot of fantastic plays. Looks like we might be... Guns are knowing, hey, I'm not going to go to the flag, I'm just going to... We'll see here once again. Double push side here by Kiefer and Dimes. Going to push up, unfortunately for them. Astro and Shameful are just on the other side of the map, actually, waiting. I don't know if they know they're behind him.
Can sneak up
Looks
behind
like
him.
Astro... Oh! Astro, I think, had the sight, but we talked about it. The footsteps to give you... I don't know if Slightly Shameful had his headset turned all the way up. Great job by Astro, gonna get one. He will go down. We have seen a lot of double-sided rushes, and Kiefer and Dimes have definitely had the advantage in that.
See, this is how I thought Kiefer and Dimes were gonna come into this, looking pretty strong. Spawn workout for him.
Looks like it's going to be the silenced 50 caliber in there, and a great job by the red side there to get that double elimination. And Corbin and Buster getting that one. So, and I will say, Weapon of One and Gondor have started a bit slow. Gonna go out as well. Looks like these teams trading back and forth. Finally, elimination gonna come out. Gotta go right back though. It is a 1v1 and a great job by the red side there. You know, I thought Astro had the sneak, but unfortunately, Dimes doing a great job flipping right around and getting 1 or 2 shots on him. As you saw right there, this is the Modern Warfare Gunfight 2 Reloaded tournament. Welcome back, I should say. It is the final match here. Fish and Sergeant E.J. Valencia on the cast, and we have 2 of the premier teams, maybe the 2 best teams. I know 2 teams you said were both in competition for the last Gunfight tournament. It is Weapon of One and Gondor taking on Kiefer and Dimes. And Kiefer and Dimes are our reigning champs, but they did lose in that round-robin format to this other team, so it's going to be very close. I'm expecting 6-5 winners here. I don't know who's going to win a Sergeant Valencia, but I'm expecting it's going to be 6-5.
Yeah, you got to think it's going to go. It's going to go to the end. I mean, these guys. It's a grudge match of our last tournament, so it's going to be fun to watch, and these guys are definitely going to push it to the end, I think.
I will be curious to see what map we are going to get. We've seen 3 of them so far. We sort of stuck with the same map on every round to eliminate maybe one team having a disadvantage, so I have enjoyed that. But I'm curious to see. I would love to see Rust. I'm not a huge fan of it on Gunfight, but it's Rust. I mean, it's one of the most iconic Call of Duty maps that we've ever had, so what better way to end the tournament than on Rust, but we'll have to see.
I don't know. My favorite's still Speedball, so just for this mode, I think it's just super fitting. So I do like Rust. I mean, obviously, anybody who's played Call of Duty is a huge fan of Rust, but for this particular game mode, it's Speedball for me.
Want to make a big shout out to everybody joining us in Twitch chat. You could see there the decorations that we had set up. We were all ready to go for this. You could see them in the background there, right behind where you're used to the players playing their games for Boise State. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare Gunfight 2 Reloaded banners are all set up. There they are, the Army National Guard sponsoring, the Idaho Army National Guard, I should say, being a part of this. And we were all ready for it, and then unfortunately this pandemic hit. I think the day before the tournament is when we unfortunately had to call it off. But we're so grateful that we are able to bring it back. We can see those banners in the background there, and we still get to play some Call of Duty, even if we don't get those nice banners behind us.
It's nice to know they didn't go to waste. Right.
Yeah, they are a nice little backdrop, and you know, it doesn't have Gunfight 1, 2, and you know, there's just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They're reusable anytime there's a gunfight tournament, and you know, after today, I hope there's a third one, because you know, I might have to hop off the casting desk and see if I can find myself a partner, because it's so much fun to watch these players. It makes me want to just hop in there myself.
Yeah, super fun. Actually, the first tournament that we did crossplay too, so these are Xbox players versus PS4 players.
That is music to my ears as an Xbox player who was so dejected that I wasn't able to participate in the PlayStation 4 first one. But hey, we got what you wanted. It's Speedball, by the way, so break it down. It's your map. How do you like to attack it?
Oh man, I definitely stick to both players going one side. As you can see, both these guys kind of splitting up, but I definitely like to stick together on this one. Ooh,
great
quick work
start by. Yeah, great job there, using that sort of back bunker area to get the advantage of falling off as well. Had the stim, so keep in mind for this next round there is stim available. I'm a big fan of one person rushing mid and the other one going containers. I definitely think you can get maybe a nice pick if you go mid. Great job. He had the setup there, but unfortunately not able to connect, so the red team gonna miss out on what could have been an easy pick. Reaper, though, Kiefer gonna get that nice shot on the weapon of one. Stim, there it is. It's gonna come in handy. Unfortunately, though, Gondor's still gonna get it. He's gonna use his own stim, so they should be at full health. Right across, they can see. Oh, just saw his gun on the side of the tires.
Oh,
didn't matter though.
Stim didn't work out for him.
Stim didn't work out. Great job by Kiefer, able to get that elimination. Tied. And what else would you expect? This is already tied at 1, and I think we're gonna see a lot of back and forth play.
Both teams obviously just splitting up right off the bat.
I do think I saw a rocket launcher on the back of one of the players, so that'll be something to keep in mind, potentially using that for some of that AoE chip damage. And right now, looks like he is going to crouch. No stim this time, so the health you're at. There's the rocket launcher. See if he can aim it right.
Oh, got it
tried
off.
to go a little too... Yeah, he got it off, but at what cost?
That's got to be new, right? I don't think I've ever seen a rocket launcher drop in a gunfight like that.
Yeah, I do believe that was in the most recent update, and it's not the fan favorite RPG. It's like the Stinger, one of the more anti-vehicle rocket launchers. So it's not always as useful as you might think. Weapon of 1 with a great pick as well, and just like that, once again, tied at 2 inside. Neither team has been able to find really a solid footing. Switch weapons once again. Every time we switch weapons, by the way, we do switch sides as well.
Oh, there's that
Looks like
mid
this might
push.
be wow, they meet in the mid. Gondor gets it, but a great job by Dimes just immediately picking him off. Smoke grenade goes out. Both players have sort of retreated to their spawn. Maybe Weapon of One thought he saw him there. He is actually back there. Frag grenade to the other side of the map. Just gets him to push out a bit, though. Great aim there by the side of the red team there. Unfortunately, he wasn't ready. Smoke grenade's a little too late. We've seen that a couple times in this tournament where a guy's throwing a grenade right as he gets run up on it. You can't cancel that grenade throw, so you're kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, in this game, you're stuck with the animation. So even the reloads, the grenade throw animations.
Yeah, in Gunfight, when it's so quick like that, everything is huge. Looks like Weapon 1 had taken a lot of damage, put out the smoke, but it wasn't enough. Great job, though, by Gondor to get the elimination on the dime. So we'll reset here. Players in their opposite spawns. Smoke grenade has gone out. Looks like the member of the red team maybe a bit damaged, though, so with the flag coming out here, and it is a bit off-center on Speedball, of course, because you have that concrete structure in the mid. Oh, Weapon of One didn't even know he was up there. Great smoke grenade gonna come out, pushes up to the mid. Great job there. Weapon of One didn't check his upper corner there. And
Keeping it tied up.
Great. This is why these players are in the finals. You see some crazy target acquisition, some crazy just flicks right on top of a guy. You don't see those missed shots that maybe you see when you start out the tournament. Looks like it's pistols now this round. Always a lot of fun. Semtex, actually a great Semtex. I thought that went long, but I think Kiefer might have also thought it was at him, so he tried to retreat it, and a great job. Once again, this has been so back and forth.
Just go, yeah, absolutely.
Looks like we should have
great shots with the pistol. Great shots with the pistol.
Yeah,
in that last one.
Pistol accuracy could be so huge in this. It should be pistols again with the fist as your secondary, so not quite the easiest swap. Got to make sure you don't run out of ammo. I made that mistake, and a great grenade into a headshot, and it's match point for Weapon and One of Gondor trying to get that revenge.
Yeah, first time we see a team go by 2.
Match point, switching sides and switching guns. We have not seen the snipers yet. Every gunfight mound usually tries to involve at least one sniper. This is it, the M2 carbine, so a little bit slower. Headshots are really the only one shot there. Nice grenade by both sides. A couple of head markers. Nice job by Dimes!
Oh!
I think he picked up a double.
There's one. There's 2. Oh, man.
Dimes keeping his team alive. Gotta win another one, though, with the sniper, so gotta be very careful. Nice hit marker there. Combined, nice headshot on the Dimes. It's up to Kiefer to keep his team's tournament hopes alive. Rush is mid. There's a pistol out.
Oh, there it is. Weapon of One in Gondor.
Great job. Maybe that member of Kiefer and Dimes, Kiefer sticking on the sniper just a bit too long. Might have wanted to switch to the pistol, but a great job by Weapon of One and Gondor. Getting revenge for last tournament, showing why they were undefeated. I think that is a 10-0 record if you include the round robin in this tournament. Undefeated in the Gunfights 2 Reloaded tournament, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. And just a fantastic finish to a fantastic day of Call of Duty.
Absolutely, 10-0. That's hard to do.
Yeah, that is very hard to do, especially when Kiefer and Dimes, they had to play him twice, once in the round robin, once in the final. So if we have a third one, that's your storyline. Who's going to be the winner between those two teams? Because they are proving to be the cream of the crop right now from our Idaho Gunfight Reloaded tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we'll be mailing this out to our first place team. So Weapon of One. We'll be getting this in the mail shortly. So every event we do a little loot box giveaway for our prizes. So get some awesome swag if you come out and play in one of our tournaments.
And looking at that, just watching the last couple hours of Call of Duty, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to maybe organize something. I'm going to have to get with production, because if we do a Modern Warfare Gunfight 3 Reloaded tournament, I'm going to find my way in that bracket. I don't care what it takes. I'll say I'll give a fake name. I'll be Eagle or something instead of Fish, but I'm making sure I get in this tournament, because that price pack right there sealed it for me. That is awesome. So I got to find a way in now.
Yeah, absolutely. Your teammate gets one too, so it's not just it's not just a single box. We get everybody one. So even second place actually gets a box. So we'll send out one to the second place winners too.
So we will have our player of the match coming up, and that's a tough one. There was a lot of great plays. I mean, even Kiefer, even in a losing effort, I think Dimes also had a nice double kill with the sniper, but do you have any predictions for who it's going to be?
I don't know. Like you said, Dimes had some good kills on his team, so I think he actually had more kills on his team. So he's kind of carrying with 5 kills, I want to say, in that match. So he definitely was fun to watch.
Yeah, I will have to say, I guess I have to give it either Weapon 1 or Gondor. They were the winners. I'm trying to remember back to their epic comeback when they were down 5-2. If there was one player who made a key play, I think it was Gondor, who had a clutch 1v2 to keep him alive. So I'll go with Gondor. But really, any of the 4 players we saw in that final match worthy of the player of the game for the efforts they put in. We are going to see who the player of the game is. A lot of great plays in this entire tournament. It's just so many players, even players who didn't make it. Astro, he had a great tournament as well, not making it to the final, but it is going to be Gondor, and he had a couple of huge plays. Nice little pick there off the box. Also doing a good job smartly falling down in case he did lose that to heal back up. And also some huge grenades as well by Gondor in some of these matches.
Yeah. Always knowing when he's got a stem.
And that right there, they were down 5-2. He gets an early pick and then able to get revenge on his teammate. If just one of those shots had landed from the other team, they wouldn't have even made it to the final, and they're your champions. So it wasn't even an easy road. Just because they went 10-0 doesn't mean they didn't struggle sometimes, and Gondor a huge reason why they were able to make it to the final. Once again, Gondor, some of the highlights from this. Just really some spectacular plays from him. Really providing, that communication with him and Weapon of One. There's a reason they've been to the final twice now. You could see there's not really a lapse. They always know where the enemy is. They're always communicating, even when one of them goes down. Just a huge advantage over some of the teams where you have that constant communication and you know where you're looking. It just, some of these plays, I mean, this was, like I said, they were down 5-2, they come all the way back, and then Gondor doing a great job, not looking at the flag, looking for bodies, and he picks one up there. That was your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the match. Gondor doing a great job to help him and Weapon of One be your Gunfight 2 Reloaded champions. So really just an excellent job by everybody here. I want to say a big shout out to the Idaho Army National Guard for putting it on. Huge thank you to you, Sergeant EJ Valencia, as well for joining me on the cast. These are a lot of fun. I mean, we do a lot of the traditional games. And yes, you see the question down there? Yes, this event needs to be reloaded again because it's so much fun. It brings me back to the days you get home from school, you and your boys roll up on the Xbox or PlayStation and just play Call of Duty for hours. So thank you so much for helping us put this on. I would love to have another event. Like I said, I'm going to be in the next one. You guys better watch out.
Absolutely. It's super fun for you guys to let us come in and kind of switch things up video game wise. Obviously Call of Duty is a little different, so
yeah, Call of Duty, it's a little different. But everybody plays it. That's the thing. I feel like I've never met a player who hasn't at least played one Call of Duty. Everybody's familiar with it. Some of these PC games, you know, I don't have a good enough PC, but there's so many platforms for Call of Duty. It's so much fun. So thank you once again, Sergeant Valencia, for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Super fun to be here.
Yeah, we're going to go to our top 5 here for the final. There's a ton to pick from, but we are going to end this with the top 5 plays from the Idaho Army National Guard Modern Warfare Reloaded Tournament.